Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'll be talking about a real life project experience about the designing guide. Okay, so how to write Python code and what are some of the best practices you have to follow. So I'll show you in this particular video. Okay, so I'll go to my VS Code editor. So I have taken one example. Okay, so here I have a code snippet. Okay, so first we'll go through. So if you see, this code snippet has some basic function defined, right? It also imported some libraries, right? Then at the end it call those functions, right? So we have a class also declared. So we instantiate the class and we actually call the different methods available in that class, right? So this is one example of a very bad code, right? So in normal in your project, so there might be some linting guides, right? So whenever you push some code to the GitHub, right? So there it has some, if the GitHub has some action defined, so it will basically check whether those linting standards are being followed or not, right? So I'll show you example how to validate that linting, right? So I'll open the terminal. Okay, so here, so by default I think pylint is the library. What I mean by default, like by default it comes with the Python installation, I guess, but if not, you can install using pip install, right? So I'll show you how to validate your code linting or code standard using the pylint. Okay, so if you see pylint, whatever the code that you have written, right? So bad code. So this is my Python file. So if I run it, so it will basically give you some error codes, and it will assign some rating to your code. So if you see, the overall rating for my code is 2.38 out of 10, right? But this is very bad, right? In some standards they have set a threshold, maybe 9, right? Your linting score should be greater than 9, then only it passes all the checks, and then only it will allow your branch to be deployed, right? Whenever you push the changes, your basic changes needs to be deployed, right? So this is very bad. So I'll show you some good practices that we normally follow in our project, right? So the first thing is, like, whatever the imports that you are doing, right? So you have to keep all the imports at the very beginning, right? So keep all your imports at the very beginning, right? Then you can define, this is sort of, you can there are also, like, who is the author of this code, right? So you can also add some more details, like if you see, like, this particular file needs some parameters to be passed, right? So you can define those, right? You can also define, like, what is this particular Python file is used for, right? So this is some example I have added, right? Then you have the Python function. So in Python function you have to add a doc string. Okay, so in every Python function you have to add a doc string, right? Then before every code, right, you have to write a try except, because what happens if you run this code and if some error comes, right? If you don't have a try except, it will not be able to catch, and it will not be able to understand from where you are getting this error, right? So in this try except, make sure you have this exception as error. So you have to follow this standard to catch your error, right? And in the print statement you can also do logging, right? In the print statement you mention where is the function you are getting this error, then your error code, right? In this way you will be able to backtrack, like, which particular function is giving this error, right? So here similar way, right, it is I have defined for other function. So in each function, the starting at the end, you have to have a try except block, right? Then you can call the function at the wherever you like, right? So normally general standard, if I say, so normally we call the function after having this name, if name equal to main clause, right? So this is where our main execution starts, right? So this main name equal to main suggests that whenever you run this function method or this particular Python code directly, uh, uh, this name variable get assigned to this value, right? So it makes sure that your execution starts from here. And if you want to backtrack, you can obviously have this try except clauses, which will help you to understand from where this code is coming, right? So now I'll run this good code. Okay, now we see we have a score rating of 8.15. okay, so this is a lot more better than the previous code score that we got, right? Here also, if you see, there are still some error like catching to general exception. So what it is saying, try except. So instead of this very general, if you see, VS Code also giving suggestion, right? That this is very general, right? So if you still want to go with this approach, right? So what you can do in the beginning, right? I'll take the code snippet. So in the beginning, you can add this particular statement, right? So pylint, then colon, then disable whatever the code that you want to disable. Suppose I want to, disable this W0703 exception, right? Sorry, this linting code, right? So you can just run this again, right? Let me save this. If I run this again, if you see that whatever that linting code that was showing previously is not appearing as of now, right? So it removed, right? Now, and the score has also improved from 8.15 previous run to 8.89, right? So in similar way, if you see, like, you can mitigate those error, you can definitely do that. Or if you want to have those errors, you can mention them, pylint disable this particular error, right? So this is how we normally follow the coding standards in our projects. I hope this video finds you helpful. Do like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.